Hey guys, my guest is medium Nancy Matz, and we're going to be talking about how colors not only affect your relationships, but also other people around you. See you in about 5 minutes. Grab your popcorn and snacks. Find a comfy spot, take a seat or lie down, and let me transport you to a place of fantasy, ghost stories, ancient legends, odd creatures, alien encounters, and other magical topics. You may even decide to join the conversation. From faraway lands to your own backyard, with a small dash of pixie dust. Turn out the lights and open your minds. The journey is about to begin. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the show. My name is Charlotte. I'm going to be your host for the next hour. I'm also the owner of the California Haunts Paranormal Investigation Team, based out of Sacramento, California. We are 45 strong up and down the state of California. Then, because we're 45 strong, that lets us have access to almost every part of the state. So if you have a paranormal need, look us up and we can get to you. Some of those places you can look us up: Facebook, CaliforniaHaunts.org, CaliforniaHauntsRadio.com, Twitter. We're everywhere. Everywhere you look almost. Even TikTok. Anyway, I want to just let everybody know tomorrow night I'll be teaching a Psychic Development 2 class at 5 p.m. Pacific. You can check that out over at the California Haunts Meetup site. Don't have to pay anything to join the Meetup site. But all our classes are listed. It's just a place to see what we're up to. Okay? My guest tonight, medium Nancy Matz, and I have known each other for a long, long time. And so we try to pick a nice topic every Friday to talk about that affects people. And tonight's topic is color. And we're probably going to be talking about a couple other things as well. We never stay totally on topic. So anybody that watches this knows this. And let me move over a little bit here. Okay. And, it's always a fun show, so entertaining. We'll probably have us for an hour, maybe a little more. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for all the donations they provided me, and keep everybody updated on our numbers. Our numbers are going up again this month. I'm real excited. But you know what? I've still got bills, and I hate to bring it up, but I still got bills. I just paid the majority of my bills. I've still got about $70 or $80 to go, so if anybody could find it in their heart to help me out, that'd be great. Oh my God, I forgot to run my thing too. Man, I'm getting old. I must be getting senile. There we go. Okay. And you can do that at paypal.com or paypal.me at California Haunts, or Venmo at California Haunts. It's just that, I got to play, I do this all independent. And so as far as the paranormal group goes too, we're all independent, so we don't take anything to go to people's houses or anything. So if you guys could help me out, again, that'd be great. And I really appreciate it. And I think every month I'm going to be setting up like a wish list goal thing. I think is how I'm going to do it. I've been watching some friends of mine over at TikTok that do shows, and that seems to be what they do, is they'll set up a monthly goal, and then they'll go from there, for stuff to keep their stuff going. So maybe that's what we're going to start looking at. But anyway, off with bad news. How is everybody doing in this heat? I know it's mostly California. I mean, this is the worst September in the history of California for heat. At least today was 101. Oh my gosh, it's been like 110, 111. Now Nancy, she comes from Arizona. She'll tell you about heat, right? But I'm telling you, what's really frightening is when it's 116 here in California and it's only 109 in Phoenix. That's what's scary. When we're beating Phoenix heat, okay? That's scary. Or Death Valley, right? But anyway, at least it's starting to go down. I mean, we're going to be in the lower 90s to upper 80s next week, and then it looks like there's no more hundreds coming. So I'm glad for that, because it's been horrendous all the way around. And then we're in a drought, so all my plants are dead. But anyway, happy Friday, everybody. We're going to have a great time talking to Nancy. And I know, Jen's in the house. It's been miserable. Oh, I know. And there's also something I want to talk about with Nancy that I don't usually talk about. And I know I was talking to Jerry, and Jerry had the same experience I did. So we're going to be talking about something. Let me get Nancy in.
Don't you love rushing?
I do.
I was on the phone, and we were just doing life, and I forgot to eat dinner. So I hurried make dinner early. I really love that Healthy Choice TV dinners. Mm-hmm. And in that way, it smells the house up with broccoli. But so I'm kind of like you, setting in, kind of finishing up a little this and that. And it's been really hot. I have been down here a whole month and haven't done anything else. I know people wondering where I am at online. And I want you to have a little more patience with me. I will soon start my own channel. I have a channel, but doing my own thing. One of the things I want to talk about tonight, in addition to color, was something I brought up to me. And then, Char, I think you had something else also that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah,
Do you want me to talk about color real quick? Because it's not like an hour show. It's more like this. You
Well,
want me to talk about, huh?
let me add something really quick about the heat. Like you say, you were into doing something else. I was out running around the heat today.
Mm-hmm.
The window of my car doesn't go up, so it's hotter than hell in my car.
Yeah.
I don't feel the heat hit me until I get home, right? So I get home, I unload my stuff, and I fell asleep. And I was
Uh-oh.
so dead to the world that when I woke up, it was 5:30.
Oops. Oops.
I thought I missed the show when I woke up.
Oh, that would scare me.
I woke up and I thought, oh my God, I've overslept.
I wouldn't know what to do.
Then to top it off, I fell asleep with my contacts. So my contacts are dry, so I can't see. So
You
I'm
don't
trying
have your
to throw
contacts
water.
on?
I'm trying to, yeah, by accident. And I'm trying to throw water on my eyes to lose because I'm thinking, oh my God, I missed the
Joe?
show. Anyway, so that was my evening. And then then I realized I'm on time for the show, but then I'm in a rush because I haven't eaten yet or nothing. So I grab a banana, I come in here, do the intro thing, and then here I am. And then, like you say, it comes up so quick as I'm sitting here, like jiggling around with stuff, getting ready for the show. Of course, the countdown goes down, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm on the air. Then I forget to push the buttons, and then it's all like that. So that's how it's been this afternoon.
I got a cat that's not happy with me. So I opened the curtains just a little bit so he could see out, but
Yeah.
he's the one that sounds like a Siamese cat. Ooh.
Yeah.
So it's warm enough in here without closing the room off completely. I was in Arizona 8 years and went through the 08, 09. We got there 05, but we had moved and got wrapped up into the 08, 09 recession and had to make a couple moves. Unfortunately, we had a couple of houses just like everybody else, do that rental thing. And
right.
But you get used to the heat. It's a different kind of heat. But when I was in northern Arizona, not northern, southern, but it's Phoenix, I got real ill. And it was Graves' disease. And then I had Hashimoto's also. And it was hard to regulate. And I couldn't handle the heat at that point. And the only way I can explain it is it's like a balloon blowing up. And anything hot makes it go woo. And it was, so then that's when we moved up to Hornbrook. And maybe I want to be in Hornbrook this week because I come down here and I haven't done anything because it's been too hot. The first week I did was collapse. You know how moving as you get older, it's harder.
And then the water intake. It's like I don't realize how much water I'm losing.
Oh, yeah. Well,
until it's like I'll sit there, I'll get up, all of a sudden my shirt's soaked, right?
Ooh.
And then I'll go use the restroom, and of course, it's minuscule because I don't realize how much water I'm losing.
I think we're all that way. I haven't noticed that as much because I've been indoors, and we do have the air on. When we did move it up to 80, 78, and then we moved it up to 80 because of the this will play for 100 years online, but they'll hearing us talk about 113, 115 here in Oroville. I mean, unbelievable. A lot of 110s, 111s. So anybody in our neck of the woods, it's unbelievable. I don't think these people here, remember, I've only been here a month. Larry's been here 2 years. And he even said in 2 years he was here, he's never gotten this hot. So we're kind of going into a new.
This feels like when I came to see you in Phoenix.
Yes. Wait a minute. Was it that hot then? You saw me in Tombstone. That was the coolest part of the state.
10 o'clock at night, man. We landed, and I remember walking out of the airport.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah.
This is what this feels like.
Yeah. I went to Florida once, and that happened to me. I got off the airport, and it just, boom, hit me. And I don't know what to say to it because this is a new climate event.
Right.
And this is going to happen to all of us. And we don't know exactly how it will work out. Right. One of these days, in fact, I could do a little couple predictions here. Just recently, I talked to a woman, and I talk to someone every day, everybody, at least twice a day. And this new grandma, she lives in downtown Sacramento, and she has 2 new grandbabies. And she's a late in life grandma. And of course, that was so exciting. And I love talking about infants and babies. So she had a 2-year-old, and then she has a newborn. Well, the 2-year-old showed me herself as very successful. Both of them are girls.
Mhm.
And I thought I was reading, oh, pardon me. There was 3 of them, 2-year-old and 6-month-old infants that are twins. Um, and I saw one of them as an adult. And these people are very tall. And I said, oh, she's going to be so successful in business. And then I described, and I love doing this, love it. I described the style of this girl as a 25 or 30-year-old.
Right.
And it's going to be a huggy to the waist, A-line, flare out like the 50s, but smooth.
Right.
And it was wintertime, so it was dark and long sleeves. And I saw her as very successful. And I said to the client, that's not what I was saying. What I was saying, and the couple that this child belonged to will never move because this is their life. They live down there in Miller Park area. It's really nice. And mom lives in the old 1940s kind of era. Why would they move, right?
Right.
So I said to her, pay attention. I saw her at 25 to 30 years old. I told you what she's going to do. And that's when she explained to her, oh, I think, yeah, I know which one you are because she's very aggressive. At 6 years old, she's, like this already. And I said, she's going to be very successful in life. She's alive. So no matter what we're going through, if you lived in Sacramento, which is elevation of 50, if there's an ocean going to fill up because of the ice caps melting, she wouldn't be alive. And same with my son. My son has 2 teenagers. And I think it was a couple of years back. They're both very blondes. And in the future, I see one of the blonde girls marrying a redhead. And I told him that at that time. And I said, pay attention. She's going to get married and give you I just saw a child. So going to give you a grandchild. And I said to him, you're not going to be blown up by the nuclear plant being discharged. You're not going to, we're going to have volcanoes go off. And unfortunately, I see one going off, but it's not going to kill the United States. It's not going to kill everybody. And yes, we're going to have some cold climates moving down on the United States, but people in Canada are going to stay there. We're just going to learn to deal with it. We're going to have a new level of paying attention to how we live.
Mm-hmm.
And in the future, this was very interesting. I don't know who I was talking to, but one day I said, oh my gosh, in the future, we're going to start building our homes inside mountains. Remember that movie, Total Recall, with Arnold Schwarzenegger, the first one?
Yes.
And they build homes into the mountain range. And I had seen myself possibly, or I was given a vision of someone in the future, a woman in her kitchen and the dining room. And she's looking out glass walls. And then I backed out of the mountain and I could see that half of it was gone with buildings. And what I found curious is they weren't all facing each other. It had a lot to do with the way that they would be sitting when the sun come up in the morning or would set at night. So you had the option to have a sunset or a sunrise. So you get the maximum amount of good weather inside your home. And I thought that was crazy. I thought that was like amazing. And some of the things I saw that were really, really pertinent to today. This was maybe 5 or 6 years ago. We had solar coming out and had this vision of this house being I don't know what you call it when you put solar all over the home. It's kind of like not redesigned, reformatted, nothing like that. But you know how a curtain shade pulls down. I'm going like this, everybody. You know how that works? They're going to have big rolls of this on the side of your houses. And you just pull them down for the maximum. And then you push them up when the weather's not good. You pull them down when the sun's out so you get the maximum amount of sun on it. And it's just going to be like it's like this. And we're going to have them on top of cars. They're going to have like boats. They're going to have them on the sails. They're going to be used in multiple ways, kind of like a shiny fabric. And I thought, why hasn't someone thought of this? And I call my son, who is an engineer. And mom here is always seeing things in the future. I says, wouldn't someone like to talk to me and as I see these things in the future, kind of design them now? Because I want my name on it. Yeah. Because I have an engineering background, I like thinking about design and innovation, and I'm the gimmick. Oh, buy mama a gimmick for the kitchen. She'll love it, or the bathroom. I'm that kind of person. I was probably the first one out with the electric toothbrush, but I'm constantly seeing new inventions for the future. You can see my hand for the future. And it's pretty exciting. And I think that we're fear mongers And I've noticed that some of the people have big numbers. We don't. I don't. And it's because they play to our greatest fears. And we live as human beings in perpetual fear of not surviving. It goes back to the caveman, like what line's going to chew me up today? I'm going to have to tune in my psychic abilities so that I know I'm not going to go that way. I'm going to go this way so I don't get chewed up. And I think we've lost some of that. But then people like me, that gene surface that my father had, his mother had it. It's kind of like crazy. But there are people who still have that. And for some reason, I enjoy finding positive things for telling people. And how many times that everybody raise their hand? Yeah, I know her. She told me, I didn't believe her. So I'm going into a place, I know it's about color, and I'm going to talk about it, everybody. So I had a reading about a week ago, and I was explaining to this woman, I saw her mother in a party dress, and the mother was saying to me, I'm going to a concert and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And I described the outfit. Well, this woman just all but up, Nancy, you're just like nuts, right? And she went to her sister who validated it. The mother only wore a dress one time. It was to an Elvis Presley concert. And so sometimes I call them head turners. Like, oh my gosh, that's a head turner. Like, how can I do that? How can I do that? I know how I do it. It's why do I do it? If I can be, and how many people have doubted me, and then all of a sudden they go, oh my God, that happened. And you're going looking for that cassette, or you're going online to find the MP3 that I sent you from a session. What I'm pointing out is we don't have to live in fear. If I can see the future and I give you good points of interest, like something coming up, and of course I do say, unfortunately, I'll say if a couple of mother call me, oh, is my son going to marry this girl? My girl. And I says, oh my gosh, I don't see that. And if they do, it's not going to last. And I will put it in a way that doesn't scare somebody. I says, they're just not matched. The energies are not, her expectations, his expectations are not. And oops, I got the other one here now. Scared the tickets out of me. So thank you everybody for listening to that. I wanted to bring up the woman whose mother showed up. One of these times, Char, I want to talk to you about it. She did try to call me. I did try to touch base, but like I said, I was in the other room trying to put my face on and get some food in me, is that we need to live our life as most positively possible. I have had a hard life. You kids think that I just sit here and do this. I had a great career with the telephone company. At 35, I was promoted to manager, and I had 2 or 3 different kinds of manager jobs. I used to have clerks come to me and say, can I work for you? Can I work for you? It's like, oh, thank you very much. But it was training for this. Okay. And when I got into this, I realized that when I started investigating people, how do you do this? How do you do that? It seemed like they want you to live in fear. And it's not like that's not interesting. Politics is very interesting. But most of us have so much bad things happen in our life that we're waiting for that next shoe to fall. What's going to hurt me next? And there was a gentleman that wanted to date me very early in the 90s. And I was already dating with somebody. And it's like I was flattered. He was out of the Bay Area. And he was very curiously interesting. He did psychic readings, and there were not a lot of men in his family. The man was there and then left, or whatever. And so he was a reader of things that went bad in your life. What was next? And I had never seen anybody, I heard anybody, but every time you turn on YouTube, you may hear somebody talking about all the negative things in your life. Well, when I talk about spirit people, I always describe the person. I don't say, oh, your mother's here and that she loves you and it's just wonderful, wonderful. No, I give you details. I say what she looks like. I give you the description of the dress, the outfit, and the reason she showed up, just like this woman. Oh, she's showing up, showing me a floral dress, fitted, darker hair, not white. She's very happy. She's going to go to a concert, and she wants you to know that she's happy in her afterlife. Well, she didn't believe me. How does that affect you? Does it make you happy or sad? And does it make you realize that we're here for the experience and to enjoy life and not to always worry about it? So I always bring up things like I don't see death and destruction everywhere. Unfortunately, people do die of things. I get it. But not everybody. I got a squeaky chair now, right? So with that, I would like input from you. If you would want me to address some things you're worried about, then let us know. You have questions? I don't know about politics. Yes, I pick up things all the time. I tell a few people, they call me up, go, did you know you said, did I? It was only passing. And I would love to answer questions, but I'm not a fear monger. I want you guys to be happy with your life. If I say something in a session, it's to balance you, to ground you, not to frighten you. And I don't ask you to call me back. By the way, I see this happening for you. You better call me back because I got to say a prayer for you. I got to do this and that. I don't do that. Boom, it's there. So I want to go. Thank you very much. I would like to talk about, and Char, before I talk about color, did you want to talk about something also?
I did. And let me add
Okay.
on to what you just said is that I have family who live on the coast. I'm good. If they move back here, I'm good. Because I'm really looking for, and I hate to say it this way, but when that big earthquake hits and Sacramento becomes a coastal town, I'm all about that.
I do see an earthquake. I'm not sure that it's LA. It's more north. So I'm going to give a warning also if you want to hear it. There's going to be some tidal waves. There's going to be some water.
See?
And Seattle is going to get water. But I didn't say it's going to flood and fall into the ocean.
For them back here, I'm good. But
Yeah.
then I'll be on the ocean. I'll be on the ocean, be like being in Hawaii. I'm good.
We're not going to be a 2012, everybody.
No. None of this 100+ degree heat. Okay. Jerry, who's not in tonight. Is Jerry in tonight? I didn't see Jerry's name tonight. Maybe she's not feeling good tonight. Okay. I found out Jerry had the same experience. Anyway, I am not an empath. I'm not that type of psychic. I'm not, I can honestly say that. But I think it was Monday or Tuesday. I have weird sleeping hours. Everybody knows this.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Monday or Tuesday either. I know you told me about. Yeah.
It was 2 days. And I had settled down for my afternoon siesta. And when I woke up, I had the most extreme, sad feeling I have ever had in my life.
Wow, I don't remember. Really, was it that bad? Wow,
it was really bad. I didn't know where it was coming from.
I remember you telling me that, but I didn't know it was that extreme.
No, and Karen, I think it was late at night because I remember I think Karen was up, so I got a hold of Karen and was talking to her about it, and she said, "Well, maybe it's your mother." No, it's not my mother. It's not any of that because all that happened in May and June, way back. So I couldn't explain the feeling, and it held on for a couple of days, and I just didn't know what it was. And then yesterday, when the Queen of England, of course, died, then I realized what that feeling was.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because I also have family in England. I have quite a bit of family in England, and I was there.
It affects everybody. Mm-hmm.
I was visiting with them a long time ago, like 25 years ago when I was just a youngin'.
It was the last time you connected with them?
Well, no, I connect with them on Facebook all the time.
Oh, okay, that's what I meant. Yeah.
I mean, physically,
you're energetically connected to them all the time.
In the world outside of Facebook. Because I told you, I even flew because one of my cousins, both of my cousins were pilots, and they were training the Royal Air Cadets in gliders, and I got to fly in with the Royal Air Cadets and go through their training. It was kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
And so when you take off, because they lived in this place called Croydon, when you took off from the airfield, which really wasn't an airfield, it was Walker Park, but when you took off, you could look over to the right and you would see London.
Wow.
You could see Big Ben and everything, off to the right. It was really cool. But anyway, so I didn't know what this profound sadness was. I've never had an empathic moment before. But then I understood yesterday. What it was.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole world is mourning right now. Literally mourning all this.
You have to appreciate she was there 70 years.
Yeah.
And the lady in the news said 4 out of 5 people have never known another monarch.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, and we're only talking to her as a figurehead and how she represented it and how important it is to people's lives, because clearly there's a lot of, unfortunately, things that happen under her rule that maybe the rest of us looking at it. Now, I have clients there, some clients in that part of the world, but I didn't feel the impact because I'm not energetically related to people with that heaviness. We talked about how I can do my life, and Larry, my husband, has said to me, "Ooh, you're down." And then shortly someone will call me depressed, whatever. And they'll think of me and they'll pull my life force down. So when you accumulate it with the whole country, and you got hit with all your relatives because they're always thinking, you connect on Facebook back and forth.
Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about tonight too. I was thinking the last 3 times we've talked, I've been talking about our psychic energy and how we connect to people, how it affects us. We do music, we do color. Music is great for meditation. It's music for pepping you up in the car. It relaxation. All those things are how energy affects us, including grief. And then if you put on that doom and disaster all the time, no wonder people are depressed.
Mhm.
And I think the goal of my life is to help people get over that. But with that, I think that we're not done. It's like when the procession happens, you're going to get depressed again. When they finally get around to burying her again, when they do the coronation, it's going to be up a little bit, and then we'll settle down again. So I think you're going to hit 3 or 4 more times.
And like I
Yeah.
told you, I think we're at the age we're at. The younger folks are in a very unique position right now, because when my mother was growing up, she got to watch the Queen's father be coronated.
Ooh, that's right.
She
That's
got
right.
to
You
watch
told
the
me.
Queen be coronated. I'm saying it wrong, guys. Just slap me.
No, we're good. It's hot.
So she got to watch that process. We're going to get to see the same thing at our ages, because Charles, King. It's so hard for me to say King Charles. I'm not used to it. King Charles is 73.
I think we're going to see one more coronation for sure.
So I think we're going to see him, and we're going to see William get coronated.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So
it's going to be cool. We're going to get. I mean, it's horrible to say he's going to die, but we're going to get to see 2 coronations.
And I agree. I agree with that. And
yeah.
I'm not even sure he's going to die as much as he may step down to give his son.
Yeah, he may step down.
He wants that history. And I don't blame him. He's been waiting his whole adult life for this opportunity.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It's sad anybody of notoriety, even when our celebrities pass away, or accidental death, or just old age. Kirk Douglas, he was a scoundrel, but we still grieved him. You know, Rock Hudson, you know, some of these that we just grieve terrible for.
Over here, you know, in the United States, and I saw Rosie O'Donnell on TikTok talking about this today, and how people kind of, when she mentioned the Queen and Elvis in the same breath, her whole thing was, where were you on the day that Elvis died? And that's where she said,
that's true.
Where were you just
Kennedy?
Now? Yeah, when the Queen died. And so she said, you know, I got, and she mentioned that she had gotten some backlash over that. She says, no, you have to understand, we don't have anything that's equal to royalty here in the United States, except maybe the Kennedy
Elvis.
family. And so we think of our big stars like Elvis and these people, you know.
Kennedy was big
as our
royalty.
And she says that's where I was going with it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just a different thing, you know, the way that goes.
Yeah.
Now, when we think of color, I like to wear black a lot.
I'll just talk for a second here.
Yeah.
So I was in my closet. Yeah, oh, gosh, everybody, moving is so difficult. I did find my irons. I got my ironing board. I'm not in a space that's so hot to iron. So luckily I have 2 or 3 that I have like this. And I really want to find something with different color on it, because like I said, I have 3 of these different colors. I have a tendency to, if I like something, I buy it 3 times. But in this way, it looks very peaceful. It's very calming. So with that, I was going to mention black. Black is like 8 colors. Primary colors are made out, all blended, make black. It's a powerful color. I have a client in Washington, D.C., and that's all she wears. Men in suits going for an interview, men in suits making a presentation, men in suits that want to close a deal. They wear black because it's a force you to look at me color.
It's a power color, yeah.
That's right. And then we have the cult culture groups and that wear black all the time, but you can interpret it different ways. Black is also a depressive color. So people who are not happy about their lives, and I know you know what I mean, will oftentimes wear black as not just, Beetlejuice, the little girl, the daughter, she wore black as mourning. I'm mourning. I hate my life. And she's darling. She had the big round hat with the lace on it. And I hate my life. Like Greta Garbo, I hate my life. Yeah, she wore black. So you can see the interpretation with that. I'm a breast cancer survivor. So pink is the color. And so I was in runs after a while, and campaigns to get money for breast cancer. And it was a bright pink. So you associated recovery and happiness with pink. Does it mean that or not?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times we associate color with an attitude.
Mm-hmm.
My husband loves, there's a show, it was on today. And it's one of those car shows. It was in Las Vegas, I believe, and where they have the tables all set up row after row, and they showcase one car at a time. And I tell you, the ones that come out that candy apple red color,
Yep.
everybody goes wing, 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 wing. The shine alone makes me want to buy the car. We're not going to be one of those purchasers. I don't really care for that, but I wish my husband would win that $1 million just so he can go and say, I belong here. I want to be this part of this.
Right.
It's wonderful until they bring a car that's green or light green out. Everybody goes, ugh. It's a color that was when they brought it out from the factory for the showcase for the first time, 1957. Everybody kind of, it's not a color we associate, so it's a negative color. Not that if someone driving a green car says to me, I get a look, well, how many green cars do people see? A light lime green?
Mm-hmm.
We want blue and red, black and white. We want those, grab the car and I want to win it. I want to drive it. Even my first one and I had every car possible. We had a dune buggy. We got the bright blue with the sparkles in it from a distance that blinded you. And why? Because we want to celebrate that we were able to have one. We celebrated having that car and we brought the brightest color possible, blue. And so it made us happy. Now, if you reverse it and say, yeah, I was living in 2 households. Real easy for a woman to get comfortable in the house that she's going to move out of. If you don't know you're going to move and it's been a long time. So I was up there for over 2 years, right? My husband's down here. And I got comfortable and I found myself thinking, look at the colors that I've chosen for the house that I wanted to leave to be able to join my husband. Muted earth colors, browns, black, gray, kind of interesting colors. I got rid of them today. You know why? New chapter, new feeling. So I want to say to you, I watched this really interesting show, and we talked once about that. I think so. If it wasn't you, I apologize. About a woman who was showcased on the news, and she was one of those people that time management was very important. And she said, one morning it occurred to me I had too many colors, too many choices in my closet, and it took me 20 minutes. Well, you open a closet up and you have 2 colors, white and black jacket, white and black pants, white and black shirts. She says, I take 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And that is just to grab it. Look how much time she saved. Was that an attitude or is that a way for her to say wintertime, more black, white in the summertime? Or a combination for dramatic. And that's really important to pay attention to how you dress is a reflection of the place you're at and the emotion you're dealing with. You want to go for an interview, what color do you pick? I wouldn't pick bright pink. How are you feeling today? Do you want green? What's common? You want to stand out? You want to look with a long flowy dress with a lace at the bottom? How is your attitude? What is it? This is a true statement. I was manager. I had 2 or 3 different management jobs. Got into this and I thought this was more fun than that one, managing people, right? It's not. And they always said, dress for the next position that you want. I always had black pants on, different color shirts, and a black jacket. That was my stay color. And why was that? It's like I could change the shirt to reflect where I was. Now, if I was in the field, I had 5 satellite offices at one time. I would wear different colors during those trips because it was a break in the pattern of things. Mm-hmm. But what I curiously noticed is that as with men who wear black in the office, those who didn't work management positions, or there was a couple that were, we wanted the next promotion. So you dress for success of the next level up. What if you're engaged and you're going to the future spouse's their future in-laws' house for dinner? What do you wear? You don't want to wear anything that pulls them away from you. So you wouldn't wear bright plaid, would you? Or would you wear a floral that's so bright and beautiful, but would take away from your visit? So pale colors, things that would get the people looking at you, no distractions. It's very important. So if I said to you, normal life if you're down, pick a bright color. Now, I'm not going to say you should wear yellow, but pay attention to the colors. And if you notice you're getting into the darker, deeper all the time, and you're not trying to dress and impress, and I'm not saying black is a bad color. I'm not. But you may want to see how you're wearing and what contents. There was a couple of shirts I wanted to wear. I have a tendency to be what we call the winter color person. And so I like more dramatic. But that's the way I've been because I like standing in front of the group of people. I like to entertain. And so sometimes that gives you, how I word this, power. It gives you more energy because you're not just pulling energy from the surrounding, you pull it from the audience. The audience sees you as dramatic and they up their energy level. Guess what? Think about how you're dressing. I think that people need to look at that because it's a fascinating topic. And the colors of the rainbow, the 8 primary colors, each of them stand for a thing. Well, what about a blend of 1 or 2 or 3 or 4? How do we blend it and how you're feeling is very, very important. Your spouse is coming home, right? For women, what lingerie are you wearing? What do you want to do? Huh? Is it exciting? What color? Red? Black? What's your interest? Well, is that an exciting color on how you wear it? Absolutely. Absolutely. You can use different colors. What if a man wants to dress to impress? Not black, but a woman's color. Oh, yes, The Rock. You go ahead and Mono, the guy that played the Aquaman. Oh, honey, you can wear green or pink anytime you want because it's a woman's feminine color.
Right.
See? So if a man has a tie-on, but he has to dress for success, but he's got a woman boss, let's dress to have her trust him. He will pick the softer colors or a floral. If he has a sense of humor, it's mostly men, maybe a blue, but he'll have a rocket ship on it. He'll have patterns. How you dress is how you feel, is how you want to impress or want to be able to get along with somebody. Even though I'm trying to show you this color, these are Hawaiian. I really like this. It's very easy to look at, very interesting because the colors are muted against a black background. It pulls you in, but it relaxes you at the same time. Because I'm always, and I do this even if you don't know what I'm wearing, because I do mostly phone things, and I do Skype. If you want to Skype with me, absolutely. Everybody knows what I look like. You don't have to look at me, all the time. But I try to wear something that's easy for them to look at me, to get a level of trust that I'm not overwhelming them. Think about that. Now, when we dress our children, do you put them in a color or an outfit they don't want to wear because it's too not them? Look at your child, see what they pick. There's going to be a pattern. My mother dressed me in pink. My sister, blue-eyed blonde, she was always pink. Didn't like that. Guess what we did? We switched it. I'm the pink. She's the blue. We decided. So when mother takes me shopping and she wants to buy me something, and I think I was like 6, and we were looking at, and I said, no, I want that. I was doing this there. It was a pink dress. You zip up the back, one piece. I remember thinking that was a better color for me. I like that on me. So even children can decide what energy they get off a fabric color that fits better on them. And don't we as parents try to pick out the clothes? You're going to wear this. And the kid goes, ugh. So I was in high school getting dressed, buying things for school. When I was in high school, we had to wear dresses, skirts, and high heels. And my mother bought me a tweed skirt. And I looked at it and went, ugh. Never was my favorite, ever. And I can't remember the top. I think she bought me a sweater. And tweed, that thick, heavy mohair look. Oh, excuse me. I was ashamed. I didn't wear it. I think I wore it maybe twice, but it was never brought out of my closet. You know why? Because it depressed me. You know why? Because it grated against my energy. So when you shop next time, everybody, men and women, you go through the colors and you go and pay attention to how your eye is pulled to a color. And you might say, this is great, but how are you feeling that now? Are you feeling rushed, pushed? I don't want to be shopping. Or are you relaxed? I'm going to be shopping for this event. I'm going to shop for work. I'm going to do. You have to put yourself in the right mindset. My husband doesn't like shopping. We do go to Costco. We do. He does like to walk. But if I said he has to go buy something, 10 minutes in and out. The wife here, hours. I try to make a day of it. I call it therapy shopping. If I tell somebody else, please, you need to just go through a store just for eye candy, just to look around. And I think that people need to pay attention to how they're feeling, the purpose of shopping, how attitude-wise and for the event. And you should go when you are in a good mood, thinking about going to work, and you're going to wear something that you like. We don't do it enough. Now, I know I'm going to just wiggle my chair a little bit. Okay, man. Maybe you don't want your wife to go. Why don't you go when you're in a good mood, like at lunchtime? Dedicate a half hour to know that you're going to buy something for work, dress to impress, have fun with the guys, go with on an evening with your wife. Think about what you're doing and for what before you get to the store, because we need to pick out something of our true nature. So I explained all this ahead of time, right? Now I explain why. Poltergeist, the second movie. I watched that one. Oops, I got a hair here. I watched all of them, though I'm scared cat. I don't watch those kind of movies. I like horror and suspense, but when they came out, I was still kind of like, I don't like to get scared, but it was just, ew. So Grandma's sitting at the kitchen table, and I think it was breakfast, and she was knitting, and she asked the little girl, I can't remember her name. Did anybody remember her name? The little blonde thing. She was just darling. And she says, honey, would you reach into the basket and pull me the red out? Guess what? The little girl didn't do it. She didn't look. Guess what color she pulled out? Every color that Grandma asked her, she pulled out of that basket. And the grandmother, you could tell this was at the beginning of the movie, by the way, this was going to be important. Her intuition. What gifts does she have that's going to be played out in the movie? I paid attention. I sure did. And what it is that the primary colors are made of molecules of this contraction. When you make a color, you have molecules of different, I don't know what it's made out of. It's wax, I know, but when you get color components, to create black, you have to put all the colors together. Well, if you create red, you have to get particular colors. You put them together. Mm-hmm. And when you look at the molecules, the molecule of white has less componency to make that white. But as you get to a stronger, bigger color, there's more atoms and molecules put together. And so when you put your hand against, I teach the classes, psychic classes in person. I did the Learn Exchange. I did it to the churches. Learn Exchange, I did quite a bit. And that was in Sacramento. And then in my home, I did do that also. And I would use felt. And felt, if you get different colors of felt, if you close your eyes and did it after a while, you would start feeling the difference, like the twine, the yarn of the molecules and the density. So if you're lighthearted and you're happy, you may choose to pick a light white, cream, yellow color because it blends with your energy field better. Are you following me, everybody?
Yeah.
So if you're going to go to a really fun event and you go shopping for a dress and you're mad because you just got off work and everybody yelled at you, you're going to pick a color reflective of your attitude. But you're going to be wearing that dress to a fun event? So you're going to pick a really black, purple color because you're pissed to a lighthearted Christmas party. Are you going to have fun? Maybe not. You know why? Because you're wearing the vibration of anger and frustration. Now, if you're happy and you pick a purple with some black in it, your attitude has to be different in buying it. Because once you your energy picks up a gown and you say, oh, this is going to do it. I'm going to leave now, God damn it. You know, got that attitude. You impress upon that garment your attitude. And so now a week later, you're going to a Christmas party, go, oh, I've been looking forward to this. This is going to be so much fun. And you pull out of your closet that garment where you had all this anxiety on. Guess what? It will rub off on you just like that. Put you in a bad mood. So we're talking of attitude, behavior, of picking it out. How do you feel at the moment? I put a whole new dynamic on shopping, how you wear your clothes. You're going on a date. What are you going to wear? You want that person meeting you to like you with a color that represents who you are and makes them feel good. What color do you wear? You better think about it. And you better pick it out in a good mood. Got it? And be healthy as possible. Because we vibrate not only with our colors, our attitudes, but how we feel about the situation. And so tonight I wanted peaceful. I've been working a lot. And I told you last time that I came down with a bug on the heels of moving. And I think, 3 days after we got down here, we both got sick with something. And everybody I talked to said, oh, you had COVID again. You had one of those variants and, sore throat, lost my voice every time. So I had to have some really hot coffee tonight so I could drink up and be able to talk. So I wanted something peaceful, easy to wear, easy to look at. I want to be balanced. So I picked something out that gives me a good feeling. Like I said, I have 2 of this color and 1 with yellow. And it makes me feel good because when I bought it, it made me feel good. And they're like a little larger size. So it feels kind of have shorts on it. So really comfortable for me. So every time I put it on, I bought it with that intent of being relaxed. So when I put it on, that good vibration balances me better. See where I'm going with that? So it's important to think about how you wear it, where you wear what you do. Now, I'm not trying to make it a more complex process.
Right.
Because I'm kind of the person, I'm getting to a place now where I put 2 homes together, 2 closets full. I'm just getting things. Oh, that was a country that's, living on a ranch kind of environment. Get rid of all those boots, honey. Get rid of this and that sweater and that, And now with the new attitude, I'm looking at those clothes as I touch it. It reflects the new beginning here. Mm-hmm. So every time you have a big change in your life, it's sometimes good to get rid of those things that represented the attitude of where you came from. You come from a job you hated. You didn't want to go to the field. You didn't want to talk to people. You didn't want to travel. So every time you put that outfit on, guess what? You impressed upon that color, that outfit, your attitude. I'm not saying spend all your money. I said maybe you need to change it. And ways to change a black suit, put a lot of color around your neck. Scarves or ties, however you can change the energy of it. Spice it up, get excited. Because when you wear it again, the attitude of the old job is still in the clothing. You have to change it. Mm-hmm. That all makes sense, everybody? I hope so. Drop me a note, Nancy at nancymatz.com, if you want to comment on anything we talked about. If you have a topic that you want me to talk about, get a note to both Shar and I, okay? Shar, did we have any questions in there?
Well, I was just thinking about my mother when my dad used to go suit shopping.
Shoe shopping? Well, I say that. Huh? Suit shopping.
And sometimes, he'd take her along, and so they'd go to Mr. Big and Tall, and he'd be trying on suits, and he'd walk out, and he'd go, well, what did you think of this one? And my mom would go, looks like my priest, change.
What?
Yeah. You pick a black suit with a white shirt.
I love your mother.
Yeah, she wouldn't even, blink. She'd just go, looks like a priest, go change. But he used to like to liven things up with his suits, because I remember he might wear a black shirt, but he'd wear a pink. He would put like a blue, a blue tie on, or he would wear a pink tie with it.
See, he's trying to appeal both to men and women. Yeah. Unconsciously, he did that. Because men see another man with a black suit on, that's power and control and position.
Yeah. Or he had suits that were, he would wear the dark pants, but he would have like a red jacket, or he would have a lighter red jacket. when he went out with a white tie or whatever. So he
But
would try
not
to
work.
yeah.
He'd go out with the family. Yeah, for the evening.
Oh, for work too.
Oh, what, for work? He wear red for work?
He would try to break it up, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was always. But my mother was the funny one because she, she'd make comments on all the different things, and to her, like me wearing black really just dismayed her when I started.
Say it again. When he would wear black?
When I started to wear black.
Oh, when you started to wear black, okay.
Dismayed by it. And I said, "There's nothing wrong with it. I'm gonna like do this. I'll put something like nice."
But black is also an energy color. It's depending why you don't wear black to power and control. You wear it because there's a lot of different colors that gives you energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's how you. I'm going to turn this up. I might have just turned up just a little bit more. Okay. Because I wore my new ear things. I am plugged in, honey.
When I was working, it wasn't a totally black suit. It was, the black pants, the black jacket, but there was always a different colored blouse underneath it.
Oh, huh?
So it was black. It was a white blouse. It was maybe a maroon blouse. It was something else that I always wore, but beneath the thing, it wasn't totally black.
Yeah. But and I've seen that on you too.
You still get that thing where, okay, black looks nice, so it's more of a power. It's more of a power color. But then again, I'm going to lighten it up so that people aren't intimidated by what I'm wearing.
It also is an energy color, so you get energy from the combination of all the colors.
Right.
Remember the molecules that make white or spares like 3 or 4 molecules, but black has all the colors, so it's just like all the time. Atoms are vibrating. Our whole world is made of atoms. Our whole world is empty except for the space between atoms.
Look at feng shui colors.
Yeah.
When you think about feng shui, like my house, like when I redid my house, and the eyebrows were going up and down with my family because they didn't get it until I had to explain to them about feng shui.
What color was that in the hallway? What was that?
The hallway was white. The living room was white, but the shelvings.
Kitchen.
The TV stand I did, that was all black.
I thought you did the hallway blue or something color.
The kitchen.
Okay.
The kitchen is luau green.
Was it you painted the floor?
Yeah.
In the hallway?
Yeah.
What color was that?
Black.
That's what I got. Yeah, I thought so.
Black and white. I'm so black about it is that, my kitchen is luau green, which is really cool. It's really a nice color to walk into. It makes your mind do real cool things. But of course, there you go with the cabinets. They're all black, but they've got bamboo accents on them. So I mean, I don't know. Black makes me feel good, I guess.
It's the energy. You get the energy from it. It's because you wear your life pretty thin. You use a lot of your energy up, so that energizes you. So I see nothing wrong with that. And I have ladies, in fact, a client today, and then I've talked to another one in Sacramento, and both of them are just soft,
right,
blonde, like their spirit is just soft as a feather, and they wear the lighter colors to reflect that. They're just so pure, just, you want to be around them because they feel so light. Their spirits are so light. It's really amazing to me.
Think about jails.
The
colors they paint jails. Just the same thing, the colors they paint hospitals, even mental hospitals.
Orange is a new black, so they're using different colors. Is in the men's prison they put pink on them, or is it green?
I think it's green. I don't know.
I'm trying to think.
I know because they used to, I don't know if they do it anymore. They used to find the calming colors to put on the walls in different places.
Yeah.
Like mental hospitals and stuff to keep the inmates calm.
Yeah. I've heard of that, but I can't remember. It's been so long since I saw the newsreel on it, where they're bringing in different colors into the prison, including the outfits, because they're calmer colors. And of course, maybe they didn't appreciate that, but they had less battles because the color was more calming. It's like playing elevator music all the time, and not let them have. That's another one. I think we talked about color, but it might have been some other, But how about if you get we have it in our family. Whoever's driving the car can turn on the radio.
Right.
Oh, my husband likes rock. And I sit there like this. I can't stand it. But to him, it's relaxing. How many teenagers do you know that have ears plugged into a rock station? It gives them energy. They can blast it out, but their brain is working at a faster pace. And they found out that no matter what it is, but I'm making reference to those that you take it off and it blasts you. They found out that people focus better on what they're learning, because the music is there. They focus to block it, but they're listening. They
Right.
focus more when and it's all vibration. It's all energy. It
Well,
makes us focus harder. I think that's fascinating.
when
Go
I'm
ahead.
driving, I prefer rock. When I'm working, like if I'm writing,
Uh-huh.
I prefer classical.
That's interesting. I'm
That's
kind of,
yeah,
yeah.
that started in college. I prefer classical
Mm-hmm,
to
mm-hmm.
make that shift because I don't know, maybe I don't know, it just calms me enough to where I can think through stuff.
I have calm music on. I like the stuff that people, the sound of the ocean,
Right.
music kind of stuff. Yeah, I really like to think, and I don't like so if so like TV.
Right.
Sometimes I have it on to a boring show.
Mhm.
Excuse me, I won't mention what show it is, but my husband will come in and go, "Oh, that's something of the 60s, 70s, and 80s." Like, it's just mind candy. If I have a show on that I really want to watch, or if I have really good music, and I like Cindy Lauper, and I do like Inya, and I do like I could go down the list, right? Everybody, I listen, and it takes me away from what I'm doing.
Sure.
So I'm one of those super focused kind of people. I can't have like the cats coming in. I want to focus on what I'm saying with you to
Mhm.
you.
Mhm.
So I'm the kind of person, if I'm going to have music, I have one of those machines. I was probably over there, and you push on it and you get different types of weather.
Mhm.
I don't have to pay attention to it. It's just there.
Right.
I don't
Right.
have to listen. So I work better with that because I'm just the opposite. I focus my husband comes in and if he doesn't make footprint scrapes, so it distracts me. If he comes over in front of me, I almost have a heart attack every time because my focus is 100%.
Mhm.
Whoever I'm talking to
Mhm.
gets 100% of me. So the rest of the place could burn down because my focus is, I call it absolute.
Now,
So we're talking
Jen's
about
question
sound
is
effectiveness, not color, everybody. Huh?
right. Jen's question is, what's a good color for a bedroom? Now, let's think about this because Sarah, who's in the audience, has a very young child. So let's think about this. For an adult, what's a good color for a bedroom? And for a kid growing up, because you don't want your kid bouncing off the walls at night or anything like that. What's a good color for a kid growing up?
Um, I, I I'm going to give you two answers. I'm a real fan of Pinterest, and it's a site where people contribute. They either upload their photographs or paintings or any kind of artwork, historical. And I got into a place, and so in this house, we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Is it forever? I'm not sure. Do I want to do something special for it? Maybe. And I'm trying to make a point here. How much work do I want to put into it? Well, I need to think about how I would concentrate. So I found some pictures of what I call the green, deep green, very cool, very easy to stay in kind of environment. So in some ways, when I think of that, I think of children also.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to give a lead to your child to help them decide, it would be best to let them choose. Because I've seen white rooms, but they have every poster of every band they've ever listened to up on the wall.
Right.
And they can have their own artwork. They could have fairy lights, or they can have streamers or beam hats on the wall. So I think it depends for a child on how much you want of their room to be a reflection of who they are as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make the color the interest in the room, make their interest in the room. So sometimes a pale color or even a light yellow, but not bright. Sometimes we have to let them decide. And I'm kind of an advocate for that. For adults, I I put a green in my room because it's calming to me. But I always thought a different color would be for an adult would be the beige and browns, because at night we need to turn off our brain. We don't want a color that excites our brain into keeping awake. How many rooms have you been into a bedroom that's been bright red, burgundy,
Right.
rust red? Very rare. You know why? Because those colors have a lot of energy to them. Have you been into black bedrooms? I have. Like night, someone who sleeps during the day, absolutely. The most popular colors I've seen, and just recently, are the mauves,
Mm-hmm.
the brown green kind of colors with the white trim around the windows. Why is that? Because it doesn't excite your brain, so you can calm down and sleep. And that's what I'm seeing in Pinterest, and I'm really interested in that sort of thing because I like color and design. One night, Shar said something about my background. These are what we call the trifold, fold 4 pieces. I have some that knock your eyes out. And why is that? Because I'm very visual. I'm not out in the office environment. I'm not going somewhere. So I have a different variety of kind of things. And I will, at some time when we can risk it and to see what it looks like, I'll put some up that are different than this. This is muted. You can see there's not a lot of color in it, but it's not distracting from my talking. Like you're spending time looking at me, not the background. What's
Right.
behind here? Wooden shelves with a lot of knickknacks and kids' pictures. So when you talk with somebody with bookshelves behind you, and that's bigger, and I have stuff on all the shelves, all the cutesy things that grandmas get, right? You'll be looking at that instead. And I think that's too distracting.
Hey, Sarah, I see your thing about your son's room. I love your son's room. I want to move in right now. That's cool.
Well, tell us what it looks like.
It says it's green with a single blue wall with the moon and stars from Peter Pan. I'm all about that. Oh yeah.
Did the child pick it out or did you?
She did.
How old is the child?
He's not a year old. Oh, it's old Peter Pan. He's not a year old yet, is he? Maybe he might be a year old.
I like that. I've seen a lot of people put up either wallpaper or paint it themselves, all kinds of fairy type things or landscape or something. What you're trying to do with the child is get the child to pay attention and get excited. And in some ways, I've seen that better over the years when we've done more of that wallpaper. When I had my kids, my son had, no, it was Jennifer that had the, what? I'm getting mixed up with which one was which. We put wallpaper up for our kids, and one of them wanted a forest with trees.
Right.
And I'm trying to remember which one that was. The other one, I know. Derek, my son, had space stuff, and the daughter got the trees in the forest, and that was very popular. But at the time, I don't remember my child asking for that.
Right.
We thought it was right, but in reality, what if that wasn't what they really wanted? May have to ask my son what he thought about that.
Stories for you. This room, the ceiling in here is still blue. They had it like a lighter blue from mom and dad's bedroom. So that was it. And you know what? I always thought of this room though because it had that blue in there. For some reason, this is the coolest room in the house. It always has been.
Ooh.
And so every time I come in here, even with my new paint, which is tan for the studio, even when I come in here, it's cooler. It's like 5
Psychological. It may not be, but the blue makes you think of water or blue skies or something. Yeah, cool.
Now, my photo studio is a different story. My photo studio is light gray on the sides with a dark gray ceiling. And that's because it's reflective. It cuts down the reflection for photo and video production in there.
And how do you feel when you go in the room? Are you peaceful?
Yeah.
Or are you, okay, so you have to have a lot of energy and calmness.
Yeah.
See, when we word this, you have to be able to focus. So you wanted a color that was calming enough so you could put all your focus to something.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of it too, with photography and videos, you don't want the lights you use, you don't want reflecting off the walls or anything. So you're going to make sure they're like dull neutral color. The other thing that I know is from doing TV, from working in TV production and learning that part of it when I was in college, was that you can't wear certain colors on TV.
That's true.
Because like you say, you're talking about your background and how, if your background's too bright or there's something else going on back there, people aren't going to ignore your face. They're going to look past that. Just like if you wear a certain color on TV, they're going to be looking at your clothes. Or you walk in there with some pink shirt on. Well, Elvis was Elvis. But I mean, you walk in there dressed with like this pink thing on and you're trying to show the weather to people. What are they going to look at?
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times they're nondescript. Now, that's a regular direct TV or what's the other one? Comcast out there. But the local ones that go cable, those those women sometimes will wear things that probably on national TV they wouldn't wear. Yeah, it's more of a casual environment. They'll wear the floral, they'll wear flowers or something. But normally, especially with the weather people, with women, they seem to have a dress code. They seem to have the same style. Right. It's easy to look at. It doesn't. What is it? Green screen. You don't want to wear green against a green screen background. They disappear.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. When I was over in Hawaii, all the news stations, they all wear Hawaiian shirts. And I mean, when you think about wearing, I mean, I'm doing it today because it's Casual Friday. And I can hide half of me behind here so nobody gets distracted. But to wear a Hawaiian, and I'm not cutting anybody ribbons because that's their gig over there.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you're doing a news show and you want people to watch you because you're trying to do a one-on-one, maybe you're talking about a hurricane or you're talking, tidal wave or something, and you cut this shirt on, people are going to be like, "What designs on there?" But maybe they're so used to them over there that it doesn't bother them.
Yeah, I was going to say that's kind of we have death, doom, and destruction coming. Everybody, this big title, and they're wearing a pretty floral shirt that they go to party wearing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But with us, when we look at that right away, your eye goes to what's on that shirt.
Yeah, actually, that has happened. I've seen that. I mean, that's happened to me.
Yeah.
Another example, and this is a terrible example, but it's something that we're talking about. So my husband is watching all the sports. Friday night is fight night and wrestling and kung fu stuff. And the young people come out with tattoos so much on their body. I'm standing there trying to read or look at the I'm not even watching the competition. Normally I wouldn't like it, but I'll stand there and think, what is on his back? I'm trying to read it. I wonder how distracting it is to the judges.
Right.
What are they watching? The tattoos? And it's mad. It's crazy.
Now,
it's a good point, though.
These different bedroom colors that you've been talking about that you're seeing on Pinterest. To me, I wouldn't do that. That would be boring to me. To me, that would, well, just like you say, it's calming. That would be something that would put me to sleep in my house, and I don't want to be put to sleep. That's the issue. In
your bedroom, you don't want those sleepy colors?
No, absolutely not.
You want to be wide awake in your bedroom?
Some horror stories. My dad, every parent is like this. When Montgomery Ward's was in business, they had cheap paint. Okay, they sold cheap paint. I get home from school one day. And he must have got it on sale. I walk into my bedroom and it's orange, and I'm talking like orange. Okay, I
can see your dad doing that. I know him.
The bathroom was too. I lived like 15 years in this orange room. I mean, it was.
I'm sorry. What a story! If you knew her dad, it was.
But that's how he was. These older guys from the East. That's the issue. They like bright colors. Look at the car he picked out for me in the end.
Yeah. Right.
An electric lime car, which I love to death. I love the color now. But when he first pointed it out, said I'm going to get that, I went, "Oh my hell!" But I did this, and then they allowed me because I'm an artist, so they allowed me to do a mural on the back wall. Thank God. I did it. Back then, unicorns were big, so I did this unicorn on this rainbow thing. When I was going to the graduation thing for high school. And I even put stars on the ceiling, Sarah. I had stars on the ceiling.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's cool.
And they still work to this day. But
it was popular with my kids, too, to put things on the ceilings. I think one of them had the solar system.
Yeah. I was afraid of the dark. So I had stars up there.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. So I go to graduate high school. And you know how people will send you money, when you graduate? What did I do?
Okay. I know what you did.
I went to Sears. I found the whitest paint I could find because I went through white. It took 7 coats to get rid of the orange.
Oh, my word.
And in some spots, you can still see it coming through there.
Bleeding through.
I covered that sucker up. My mom came home from work one day and went, "What did you do?" And I went, "Look, it's beautiful. No more orange."
Oh,
and the
gosh.
Is those stars I put up on the ceiling, which I had to put up. Back then, that one kit was, there's like model decals, so you had to soak them. And so each star had to go up individually. So I'm up on the ladder. Okay.
Yeah.
And to this day, you can still see the stars. At night. They
did that through the paint?
Yeah.
The fluorescent stuff. Oh my gosh.
So you can see it at night. You can lay there at night and look up. But I mean, that's the extent my father, to him it was great because it was orange. And I remember that too, growing up, traveling with him. He was just like and I hate to say it from East. It's not the people now from the East, but the older people from like the 40s and 50s, right? They like bright colors. And so he would wear these orange shirts. He would wear, everything was bright for him. And then when he made it in the bedroom, I was like, "Oh my God, I'm mortified."
Come to think of it, when my first husband and I bought what we called the big house in Loomis, the zip code everybody wanted to live in, it was real popular to have the orange shag carpet and the orange wallpaper And so I had a second business, typical of me. I worked for a private detective, typing up depositions. And so I had a side business. And in that office downstairs, it was downstairs, it was the 80s, and it was the swirly orange pattern like this. And when I walked in there, it got jazzed up like, oh boy, this is my second job. I have more energy because the wallpaper was very orange. And it was very typical. Everybody thought they had, well, we moved up in the world. We have shag and it's orange. We are up. We have made it.
And that's the thing. Remember how even furniture has evolved. Remember Herculon? That Herculon material was like a knit material. And so some of it was a tight knit, some of it was loose. But the things were like orange couches. And that was just the times.
Yeah, it was the times.
It was the 60s. And then remember your mother's old couch. You can't deny your mother's old floral couch. They always had floral
I'm trying to remember. I think she had pale pearl color, not fluorescent.
Yeah. My mother had just a flower. The first one couch we had was all flowers.
All flowers.
Roses, and I mean, it was I guess, it was pretty. Rich
when
people.
I moved out and was getting divorced, my first couch was a pearl blue frosted flower.
Right.
And it was very popular with the wicker look. And it was very calming. But it's interesting how different decades, because the 80s, when I started my business, 82, 83 maybe, it was the orange carpet. And we built the house, we put it in there. And I look back and go, what were we thinking? But it was very popular, and certain people would have it and some didn't. And then nowadays you have on TV, oh, we're going to go in and tear this house apart, we're going to flip it, we're going to remodel it, and you go in and it's orange. I know what year that was built. A decade.
A good example of that, if you guys have never really experienced that, the Elvis Presley 68 special, when he does the one scene where he's supposed to be, I think he's in I hate to say it, the whorehouse, and then he's singing, and everything.
Oh, was it like a TV special?
Yeah, it was a thing he did, his comeback special, and there's this section where he's singing to all these women, and it's supposed to be this real sexy thing, and he's got like a brown coat on with a white shirt, and he's got a black tie thing.
You got a good memory for being younger. Yeah.
And and if you look at the colors, they're all oranges.
I'm gonna have to look that up. Because we did have a TV. It was black and white.
They're all weird, because that's why you guys didn't notice the colors. But they're all weird colors, and it's all like the 60s. The 60s went through that. Yeah, burnt orange. Yeah, Jen, burnt orange. See, Jen's on.
Was it burnt orange?
Burnt
so
orange.
It must have come out later on. They showed it with the color, because I don't think we got a color TV until, I'm trying to remember when, I'm trying to remember 69. I don't think we had a color. Star Trek came out, and I don't remember seeing the color. If it was, I just don't remember. It was muted or something. I remember Dark Shadows being a black and white.
Star Trek's there's a perfect example.
What?
Color Star Trek. I mean, the colors of the uniform. I mean, that was just nuts.
It was a color. Did you have a color TV? I don't remember.
Yeah. I mean, you had the bright yellow uniform. You had the red. The red. You had the bright yellow shirts, the red, the blue. It was all about those three colors for Star Trek.
Yeah, maybe we did have color. I'm trying to remember, because I remember having black and white for a while, and I'd rush home so I could watch Dark Shadows.
Yeah.
In fact, I asked for a shift. Started work at 6, so it took an hour to get home, get the kids in North Highlands. I was at Watt Avenue, and then drive out to Citrus Heights. It was an hour.
Yeah.
And so I could see Dark Shadow, and it was in black and white.
Yeah.
It was the show to see.
And then the Enterprise is supposed to be this modern, advanced spacecraft, and it's got burnt orange colors on the furniture and stuff. So I mean,
I do remember that.
So now, I mean, things have changed a lot with color, because I mean, my furniture is not black anymore. I have one black chair in my living room. Mine is like dark brown, so it's almost black, coffee, real coffee color. But I mean, the colors have definitely changed, I think, for the better, because I'm just not into bright colors. I mean, I wear this is it. You see the Hawaiian shirt on me?
I'm going to point one more thing out. On society has ups and downs, like a depression, recession. Notice the clothing, how depressive it looks. and like after the stock market crash at 29,
Right.
everybody's skirts went from the flopper high to the low to the ankle almost dresses,
Mm-hmm.
pale colors,
Mm-hmm.
just depressive. Oh, the lights just went on. And I find that curious also. Now that, because I've been telling people about a recession that we're going through, and it was
Right.
on the heels of prices skyrocketing, and everybody, sorry about that. But I kind of feel like a washboard of this kind of stuff, and we won't be able to feel secure. And I'm kind
Right.
of watching the fashion to see if the skirts go down or the colors mute, or do we get more blacks or browns to
Right.
energize us when we're not in the happiest of moods. You can almost dictate the next 5 years by the clothing people seem to be picking.
Right. Right. Right.
That's really interesting to me. Hmm. Well, this was fun doing the color and vibration. Most people don't think about it. I
Really
do.
don't. And that's the thing, guys. Like she says, Pinterest has all that on there. If you're gonna paint your house and stuff, that's the best way to do it. Is to go online and see, and then check out town and
The
country,
what
or check out these places and see what people are painting their houses.
town and
There's,
country is a what's that mean?
well, Town and Country is a magazine for
Oh,
painting
okay.
people's houses and stuff. But check it out. The other thing to check out too is check out the feng shui colors, because those will
Hmm.
affect your mood as well. And you'd be
Absolutely.
surprised what the feng. People think of, just like somebody suggested I put red in my house, and I thought, but that would be a good color to put in too. But I never did it.
I
Obviously, I
I
used.
think it's a psychological thing of the feng shui, and feng shui, um, the coins with the red tassels.
Hmm.
Is it northeast quadrant in the back of the house pulls
Yeah,
money
that's
through the
something
house?
like
Something.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it can be pretty. But remember, if you think something, you are the one putting power to it.
Right.
So if you don't think that you're going to have prosperity, you're not going to put something up. If you believe that coin is going to give you prosperity, will you work harder to make it true,
I
make
knew
it
I
come
did a
true?
little run though when the family walked in and all the eyebrows went up.
What was that?
When the family walked in and all their eyebrows went up.
Who?
When
What
they saw
family?
my family and they saw the
Oh,
colors in the house. Just
oh
like
yeah. Okay, we're going back to the kitchen. Your
I didn't
sister.
want I don't like completely white walls. I'm just not a white wall person. So I went ahead.
Boring.
Yeah, but I had to add to my white walls because I was going for a Asian feeling anyway. And so to add to my white walls, I turned around and found that sound. Yes, yes. Oh, she's talking to Sarah. Never mind. Don't talk to me. What do I care? But anyway, I turned around and I got removable wall stickers.
Oh,
I go on
oh,
walls. And I turned around and bought bamboo with
that's
glue
right. I remember you doing
around
that. Yeah.
the hallway and stuff. So there's ways you can do it so that if you like white and you like the brightness, it's cool. Because I think the other reason for white too was this house was always so dark, because it was one of those houses that was built with the dark paneling,
Oh.
and my
Mm-hmm.
den still has the paneling, and my living room had it, was partial with it, and my dining room completely had it.
I remember that being very popular.
Yeah,
And everybody thought we looked richer, like the rich people put real wood on the walls and the ceilings. So we'll
yeah.
just put up the pretend stuff and we'll think we're richer.
Really dark
And
in here.
absolutely.
you know. So I turned around. That was part of the reason being for the white. But the problem with the white is I don't like it completely white either. So that's why I got this stuff, and they're neat because they're 7 feet tall, and so I ran them on like every other door down the hallway and stuff to make it look nice.
When we do something, I'm going to make you remember something. I think when I see things like that, it makes me happy. It
Yeah,
brings my vibration up.
yeah.
Well, she was going to put like wallpaper peel and stick on the floor in the bathroom. She wanted a path with or a stream or river. She showed me one was all ocean with the
Yeah,
sharks and everything.
it was gonna be ocean. Yeah. In fact, I still would like to do that, but there's ways to paint everything around that, and I haven't got to it yet. To the point where that if I make the my sister, don't listen to me, Debbie. I'm just saying this. I was just throwing the ideas out there. Don't have a fit. The tub, I saw a really nice one done with that, and it's with a
Oh,
tide pool. And what they did was they painted the tub gray, a light gray, and then they painted all the counters and everything gray, and it looks really good
you
as
can
a
paint a tub. Hmm.
there's paint you can buy for a tub, porcelain paint.
I know there's companies that do that.
Yeah,
Um, we got a house built when it was popular to have a green bathtub. We took it out, but it's
right.
got a green toilet.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just not like what I want.
But yeah, with that, and then it's a nice, but it's a nice thing. I'm still seriously considering it, but I haven't got that far. But yeah, it would have to be like that, to have that different contrast in the
Yeah.
and it would have been really nice. Paranoia when you're sitting there, the fish is sitting right at your feet, but
I want you to do one with fish looking up at you. That'd be
the
so
fish
cool.
there, and the crab, trying to. But yeah, and so I mean that's a long way off. That stuff's not cheap to do, But it was an idea because my original idea was to have every room different in the house, so that it was like an adventure going through the
So
house.
you can enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's a psychological boost to have your environment reflect who you are.
Well, yeah, like my dining room is painted like a beach sand. Well, the same color as it is in here. The same color in here. And
I
so I did that, and then I turned around and bought another wallpaper thing, and it's a window looking out.
I do. My son has one of those in his office. It opens up to the ocean.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just,
looking out the island.
yeah, very clever.
So it's kind of cool, But my mother, going back to my mother, I have a 55-gallon aquarium in there too.
Hmm.
So when the aquarium powered up, my mother hadn't seen it, and I had the wallpaper thing up, and she walks in there. Well, with her walker, and she goes to sit down. She says, "It looks like a Chinese restaurant."
Oh, Lord, I love that.
Never a dull moment in this house.
I love her.
And I looked over and I thought, you're right. It does look like the Chinese restaurant when we're sitting here.
Yeah, Chinese. I mean, Mom, let's have some Chinese for dinner every night.
That was her thing. First, she didn't say, "Oh, it looks nice." First thing she said was, "It looks like a Chinese restaurant."
Oh, God bless her heart.
So I'm probably gonna. I think this winter will be the den. I think I'm gonna do something with the dark wood. The dark wood.
Well, think it through when you're in good mood, not when you're
to change the
angry
food.
and you want to just a change, because that.
drives me nuts because it's still dark in there,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's my workout room. So it'd be nice to have like a light area, workout area. But
That's another thing to think about is every room has I have a workout room.
yeah,
And you have to think about what do you have in there that will energize you. And they always say, well, if you're going to listen to music, listen to the Rocky theme because it energizes you. And that's absolutely true.
right.
I have a lot of color, trees, ferns type of thing in there. Yeah. And that peacefulness lets me work better
Yeah.
for some reason. Mm-hmm.
Just like I'm looking forward to my patio once that's in.
Uh-huh.
To get that room taken care of because the stuff I use outside I can use inside with this patio.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have these artificial bamboo plants and everything that I have outside when I'm sitting out back at night now. And so in the winter now, I can actually put them, once I get the room, I can actually put them in that room now.
I like the idea. I have quite a few trees around me.
Yeah.
And I guess we want to be part of the outside also.
Yeah.
I like green ferns. One of the houses, my husband put some pots with ferns in it.
Mm-hmm.
And we had it around the spa. And then we got this misters.
Mm-hmm.
And it was lush. And so when it was hot, it was easier to be in that environment. It kind of made us think of polished. It wasn't a big backyard. It was very tiny, but he was able to make it really inviting. And we all need that place to be rescued.
Right.
Or that quiet spot. Yeah, that's what you're trying to do. I like that. It's very peaceful.
Hey, Sarah, I see more details about your son's room. I want to move into your house. I'm one of these people. I get on that Peter Pan ride at Disneyland. I will sit there all day. If the ride got stuck, and I got stuck in the dark, I'd be happy. I'd be sitting there going the whole time. I'm good for that. But yeah, I mean, that's the other part of me that I have all this energy. I'm always go, 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 go. But then there's that part of me that wants to be peaceful and not be messed with.
Peaceful, yeah. And I'm the same way. I'm very busy. I have a lot of things going on. Of course, right now it's kind of like, well, for a few years I was packing and moving all the time, keeping the house up for people to drop and look at it. But now that I'm down here, I want to get in a mood where I can feel better, but unpack because I want to create that special quiet place.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
because I'm always busy. Well, we had fun tonight talking about.
Well, we had a blast tonight.
Yeah, we talked about 2 or 3 different things, and it was kind of fun.
Once I woke up, I'm good. Yeah. I wasn't fully awake in the beginning there.
Not wake up from sleeping, but your brain woke up and realized, oh my gosh.
I'm on the air.
Oh, 5 minutes.
So Sunday, you guys, we're going to start the first chapters of, and what was that word? Anna Maria Manalo's book on haunted heirlooms.
Oh, you got it good. That's always fun.
So we're starting that Monday now. Let me get this clear so I can see my Monday. Jody Mahan's going to be with us, and she's going to be talking about haunted Posey County in Indiana. And I guess there's a lot that goes on there, and she's written a book about it, so she's going to be with us on Monday. But Sunday for sure, 6:30, maybe 6, depending. We'll see how I feel. Probably 6. I get done a little earlier. We're going to be starting our haunted antiques stories from
Oh, that's fun.
So that's going to be the beginning of that book. And I was saying earlier in the week, we're going to have a ghost hunt, probably a residential ghost hunt. And the thing is, I want people to come along and see what we do. But with residentials, you really can't because it's a private client thing. You don't want a bunch of people that aren't on the ghost hunt team going in with you. So what we're going to do, and I've seen it done and with other teams, is we're going to go ahead and we're going to go live, but we're going to charge for that live. You guys can be involved. You can make comments. You'll be able to make suggestions for the team members. Everybody's going to have a iPhone, so they'll be able to send photo, to show us what they're looking at. You'll be able to hear them. Everybody's going to be doing this. So yeah, so it's probably, I'm saying it's probably, I'm not sure we're going to go through with this yet, so it's an idea that we're throwing in the air. But it will be a paid ghost hunt, and you guys can watch this ghost hunt and see what happens. But it's going to be a very, 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 very haunted location.
Any tentative dates so far? Weekend?
Probably a weekend. Probably a Friday or Saturday night.
This month or next month?
October.
Okay, everybody. So pay attention. She'll probably put it out during the show or something.
Yeah.
If you want to be involved, you have a few weeks before October.
Yeah. So I'm working on the details right now. If it was a public place, then you can bring people in. But if it's a residential, like I think it's going to be, I can't really bring people in on it because that's their privacy. Because I got to keep the location, everything private. So there's going to be some events coming up in October.
So this is not on the air. This will be an investigation.
This will be an investigation that won't be on the air per se for like live, but it'll be an investigation where you guys can
experience it. Because it'd be hard to have a private residence and then someone's coming in with paid peoples, and they, by the way, can be on the air.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's how we're going to do it. I know there's another place that does this, and it works out really well for them. So we'll see how that goes. Nancy and I are working on something too for you guys for October. So we'll see what we come up with for that as well. But so just that's a heads up. We got a couple things we're working on for October, and who knows? And I think it might be even interesting too, because I know Nancy and I talk about how Nancy can see through me on these cases.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be interesting to do something because Nancy can't get away from, Nancy's busy up where she's at. But to do something along that line where Nancy sees through me and then we do this case.
Regular reading, everybody.
Yeah.
Because I talk to people on the phone. I can describe what their kids look like as adults or they. Yeah. It's just normal, not spooky or anything.
No, not spooky, just something like that. So maybe we could do something like that because we're always telling people how we do that. We never show them how we do that.
I kind of did that when we did the readings of people who was standing next to me as a spirit person. I was describing those people.
Yeah.
So I guess that's similar.
Yeah.
It's just
we're working on it.
Something I can do. Yeah, just strange stuff.
We're working on stuff. Anyway, I want to thank you all for coming tonight. And I know
it was fun.
Awkwardly, I was half asleep and thinking about things, and I don't like to think about things. But I adore each and every one of you. All over the world. You guys come from all over the world, and it's really impressive. It is.
Maybe you ought to explain that. We do have Facebook. We have YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But she has an RSS feed.
Yes.
And I'm absolutely amazed. Like one day she said to me, you had 90 downloads for the show I did. So sometimes the numbers that you see are not reflective of the third group that has access to the shows.
Right.
So if you're listening, you're overseas, or you hear me on the RSS, thank you very much. And let us know you're listening. If you have good ideas for shows you want, get hold of Shar through meetup.com or her websites, California Haunts Radio, or mine sites. Mm-hmm. So, and she'll list that really quick here. Okay, keep on going.
Yeah, I love each and every one of you guys. I mean, everybody, the regulars that come on this show, the people on YouTube, everybody that follows us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all that. And the RSS people, because the RSS people is the actual podcast. once I get in, this is what you guys don't realize, is once I get done with this show, then I take it and I convert it into a podcast, and that's what goes out all over the world.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
And it's
Yeah, I
fun.
like that.
Yeah, I'm always showing Nancy the map because it's impressive when you see the little orange dots come up, and the people that are listening to the show. It's really cool. It's really a cool feeling. Like I said, a couple months ago, we got our first donation from France, so that was really, really cool.
I know it. It's exciting.
You know, but anyway, guys, we are going to call it a night. It's 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Pacific time.
Wow, that went quick.
That went
An hour
quick.
and a half.
That went
Wow.
quick, And like I said, I appreciate each and every one of you and the following you've given us. And, this is just no end. And I want to start doing more for you. Like I said, if we can get this thing built up, like I was talking about earlier about the donations and stuff, if I can get this thing built up to where, I'm making enough to survive the month, get the bills paid, then I'm going to start putting up more stuff like T-shirts and stuff available for people and having different contests and stuff that you guys can win. And get items from the show, and things like that will benefit you. So, this is what the whole buildup is because, I'm not here to make thousands of dollars of money. That's not my goal. My goal is to get my bills paid and do, and do what I need to do and keep the show on. And we've been, oh, by the way, this is we're going to be starting our third season this month sometime.
Wow. Good for you, Char.
Didn't think I was going to go that far with it. So,
Stay with it. It's fun.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of fun doing these shows. And I was like you, I started, I think 07 with Blog Talk Radio and went right through to 2013 when I got ill and moved out of Arizona.
Yeah.
And it's all really a lot of fun, everybody. I always encourage anybody to get into this. And as long as you enjoy us, let us know.
Yeah.
That's all that keeps us going here.
And that's the other thing you guys don't realize how long I've been on the air. Not only this, because I marveled at the 200th episode for this, but we go, well, Nancy and I too, but we go way back on Blog Talk Radio too. It's just been 3 years in this format because I've always been camera shy. Guess not anymore, huh?
Get over it, honey.
Get over it. I'm done. But anyway, I want to thank everybody. And so with spook season coming up, we are going to do, Nancy and I are going to do maybe a couple things, and then, like I said, a ghost hunt on the side for the audience and all that.
Of course, I just saw something really cute the other day. September is the Halloween Eve.
Yes.
First week in October, I found a couple of Halloween shirts from the cemetery tours I did for John Betancourt, old Sacramento Cemetery. And that was, again, a really fun venture in my life. But anyway, okay, kid. Anything else?
Well, nope. I'm going to let you go, and then I'm going to end the show, and then I'm going to go make some dinner, slide into my weekend, and I have to do that. I still got other stuff to do, like a TikTok ready, but I'm excited about things, and you guys help keep it exciting.
Yeah.
And Nancy and I both really appreciate it, even our overseas fans and everything else. And wow, that's all I can say is wow. All right, Nancy, have a good weekend.
Bye.
All right, that was a great show, and I'm glad you guys are here again, and I really appreciate it. So I'm going to show you Nancy's information before I sign off. And again, like I said, I work hard to keep this show on the air, and it all comes out of my pocket. So if you could help me out a little bit, like I said, I'm probably set up a goal. I'm setting some stuff up on Meetup as well as to what, I need to make every month to, well, it's like a regular budget like anybody else, is what I need to put together every month, whether it's through this or through other sources to get my bills paid. Okay, so and like I said, I'm running a little short this month, and anything you could help me with, I would really appreciate it, if that's okay. It doesn't have to be a lot. PayPal.me at California Haunts, or Venmo and then California Haunts. I would just really appreciate it. Again, I've got that class tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific, and that's going to be a Psychic Development 2 class where we actually look at your ability. We look at each ability that you might have, because not all psychics have all of the abilities. So this is a way to hone in on what your abilities are. So check out the California Haunts Meetup, and that's a free thing to sign up over at the Meetup. Okay, if you like the show, share it with 5 people. If you hated our show, share it with 5 of your enemies. Equal opportunity here at California Haunts. Also, if you're watching from Facebook, please hit that like button or that follow button. If you're watching from YouTube, please hit that little ghost down on the bottom right-hand corner, and that will make you a subscriber to the show. So you get all the new shows up. Plus, there's over 300 videos over there just waiting for you to peruse on. Okay? All right, guys, I'm going to call it a night. And here's Nancy's information. Here we go. Websites. NancyMatz.com, all lowercase. NancyMatzAuthor.com, capital N, capital M, and author. Okay, and then we got the 3 books. Help Get Me Out of This Funk. Two Worlds, Developing Your Psychic Skills. And The Unwilling Sacrifice. Of course, you can get those at Amazon.com. All right, guys. See you on Sunday, 6 p.m.